Welcome back to Module 4. This is Lesson 7, and we will be on string citations and spacing today. You will need your blue book open during this lesson in order to follow along, so dust off that bad boy and put it on your desk. Let's look at the roadmap. A roadmap for this lesson is as follows. Explain what a string citation is. Explain when to use string citations and how to use string cite. Review and explain the spacing rules for citations. Let's start with what is a string citation. A string citation is a series of references to cases that establish legal precedents and to other authorities that appear one after another and are printed following a legal assertion or conclusion as supportive authority. Please look to the bottom of this slide for an example of a string citation. When do you use string citations? These are four main areas when we're going to use string citations. Number one, to demonstrate that the seminal case establishing a rule is still applied today. Number two, to demonstrate that a rule is applied across a variety of jurisdictions. Number three, to demonstrate a rule is applied across a variety of factual scenarios. And number four, to distinguish a group of cases. In certain circumstances, when using string citations, you should include an explanatory parenthetical to demonstrate why those additional citations are useful to support your position. Remember, parentheticals are notes in parentheses that let the reader know what original sources you used in the body of your research paper. So how do we string cite? In a string cite, use semicolons to separate authorities. String cites may contain full cites and or short cites as appropriate. There is a limited use of id in string cites. See Rule 4.1 at pages 78 and 79 of the Blue Book for that. Never use id to refer to a source in a preceding footnote that contains multiple sources. Please note that the example at the bottom of this page uses full cites, but if these were cited prior, they can be short cites. Now, how do we order our string citation? When more than one citation is preceded by the same signal, the citations are grouped by type in the following order. Constitutions first, U.S. first, followed by states in alphabetical order. Statutes, again, U.S. first, followed by states in alphabetical order. Cases, U.S. first, followed by states in alphabetical order, and grouped with each jurisdiction by court in descending order, with decisions of a single court arranged chronologically, most recent first. Regulations, U.S. first, followed by states in alphabetical order. Books arranged alphabetically by last name. Journal articles similarly arranged in alphabetical order by last name of author. Now, this is an important slide to bookmark or note, for you are going to be using a string cite in this class for Professor Austin, and you're going to want to know how to order your statute and your cases accordingly. Let's try citing a federal statute together. Please pause the video and create a citation. Use the photo on this slide and the next to create the citation. Let's look at the answer. 7 U.S.C. Section 6B1, 2018, semicolon, we go to a case now, Davis versus Industrial Claim Office of Colorado, 903 Pacific Reporter, 2nd edition, first page 1243, pin site 1243, Colorado Court of Appeals, 1995. Did you get it? Great. If not, that's okay. Again, this is a process, and it's going to take us time to learn how to do this properly. A couple of emphasis areas. In the next lesson, you will learn why the cite is in the USC is 2018. Do not worry. It is because USC is codified every 6 years, and the last time was 2018, so you can cite to this. Also remember that you will need to use Table 6 for case abbreviations. Finally, the order of the string cite goes statutes before cases. And now let's talk a little bit about spacing rules. This is one of the most detail-oriented portions of citations and can sometimes be confusing and quite frankly, enraging. This section of the video will go through the rules that you need to know on how to space correctly through your law school and legal careers. Spacing in general. Tables in the back of the Blue Book contain lists of specific abbreviations. You will use these tables constantly for citation, and if you're ever lost on how the spacing works with a citation, refer back to these tables to find the answer. I cannot stress enough that this is one of the most detail-oriented areas and will take time to learn. You will need to review all citations to make sure the spacing is correct. This can easily be passed over the first time you review them, so review them multiple times. Now, what are spacing rules? Where can we find these rules? These rules are on pages 87 to 88 in the Blue Book. Close up all adjacent single capitals. Close up all adjacent single capitals. For example, Northwest Reporter is N period W period. There's no spaces there. Southwest Reporter S period W period. No spaces there either. But do not close up single capitals with longer abbreviations. For example, the District of Colorado here in federal court is D period space Colorado abbreviation period. Similarly, Supreme Court abbreviation S period space court abbreviation period. Spacing rules continued. Periodical names, you will most likely not use this during your 1L year, but if you do decide to go on to journals and things like that, this will be useful for you, and you can look at Table 13 to assist you with this. Close up all adjacent single capitals. For example, if we're referring to Boston College Law Review, that's going to be abbreviated B period C period no spaces, except when one or more of the capital letters refers to the name of an institutional entity, in which the set of capitals or capitals referring to the entity off from other adjacent single capitals with a space. Example, for citing to Georgetown Law Review, you're going to want to cite this in a footnote, but this is Georgetown abbreviation period space law journal. That's L period, J period, no spaces there. Per NYU Law Review, it's going to be NYU, all letters, no spaces and periods in between those, space L, period, space review, period. Continuing, individual numbers, including both numerals and ordinals, are treated as a single capital. For example, F period 3D, no spaces in there at all, is Federal Reporter 3rd edition. Now for Southeast Reporter 2nd edition, similarly, it's going to be S period E period 2D, no spaces in there as well. Do insert a space adjacent to any abbreviation containing two or more letters. For example, Colorado Court of Appeals is cited Colo space app. And Federal Supplement 2nd edition, F space sup space 2D. Initials and personal names are closed up as well. Example, W.C. Fields, W period, C period, no spaces there. Let's try correcting these spacing errors on the next slide. Please pause the video and create a citation. So once you've taken a look at these, let's look at how we can correct these citations. The first one, if you caught the error there being a space in between P and 3D, you'd be right. That's just P3D, a period, and no space there. Secondly, if we're looking at our fabulous TA Cole Pokard's initials, we're going to want to close those up for Cole. We just want CE, period in between each, no spaces there. Number 3, we need to add a space for number 3, actually, in between supplement and 2nd edition. Now, for the 4th and final one, as we used in an example earlier, that's actually correct. So if you left that as is, you're fine. Again, if you didn't get all of these right, don't worry about it. Figure out where you made a mistake and move on from there. And if you have any questions, of course, our TAs are here. A couple emphasis areas after this quiz. Make sure you use your blue book to check all spacing rules and double check the spacing on your citations. Now it's time for your quiz. There's a quiz for string citations and spacing on Canvas. Please take that quiz, and if you need assistance, please come talk to your TAs. See you guys next time.